Alright guys, so today's video we're going to check out a brand new pair of truly wireless earbuds from the company Tranya. The pair we're going to look at is the Tranya Rimor. Now we've checked out two of their pairs in the past. We've checked out the Tranya T3 and the Tranya B530. Now the T3 is a bass heavy earbud where the B530 opened up a little bit more in clarity but still had plenty of bass. So today we're going to find out where the Tranya Rimor sits and if it's worth the $80 price tag. In fact, right now on Amazon, it even has a $10 off coupon, so you can pick these up for 70 bucks. But let's go ahead and check out some of the features and what you get inside the box. Now the first thing that I want to point out is the Tranya Rimor actually uses a 10mm driver, which is the largest driver out of Tranya's other truly wireless earbuds. Now they do have Bluetooth 5.0 and they actually use the Realtek audio chip, which I've always found does have a lot more focus on the audio, which is definitely something that's important to me when I'm looking for a pair of truly wireless earbuds. Strangely enough, these do support AAC, but it does not support aptX. So you still are getting some of the best Bluetooth quality, but I still would have liked to have seen these have aptX playback as well. Now, as far as your IP rating, it is IPX5, which is water resistant, so heavy rain, sweat, anything like that, you're going to be fine, just as long as these aren't submerged into water. Now, as far as what you get inside the box, you get the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips, and it's always important to get the best fitting ear tip you can to get the most out of the earbud. Now, as far as the charging cable, I am happy to say that they use USB-C. And speaking of the charging cable, you actually get 8 hours of battery life individually on the earbuds, where you're going to get around 40 hours total using the case. And if you do happen to pick these up and they are dead, a 10-minute charge is going to get you around 90 minutes of use. Now, the case on these is very small. In fact, I think this is a really compact pair of truly wireless earbuds, and I like the fact that you're still getting around 40 hours on a small case. Now on the back you can see your USB-C port for charging, and then on the front you see 4 indicator lights that let you know the battery life of the case itself. Now when you pop open the lid you can see the earbuds. These earbuds will not fall out no matter what you're doing, and they're actually hard to get out unless you do it the way they're intended. They want you to actually just kind of pull from the outside, and it just makes them slide out a lot easier. So this is not a pair that's just going to fall out of your case. Now moving over to the earbuds, the design of these earbuds to me look pretty much exactly like the B530s did. Now these utilize touch control, and I'm happy to say that these control everything. So you have play, pause, skipping your tracks forward, going backwards, turn your volume up, and turning your volume down. Then you can also summon your smart assistant if you need it to do other things. Now, for those of you that like to use your earbuds individually, you will be happy to know that you can use either the left or the right. And then as far as the microphones go, since they're using the Realtek chip, these have an ENC mic, which is basically like environmental noise canceling. So they're going to do their best to block out a lot of your outside surroundings so that the mics are focused more in on your voice. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
Alright guys, so here is a mic test using the Tranya Rimor. I feel like it has a little bit of distance in the picking up my vocals, but I still think it picks up very well, and I think you'll have no issues with taking calls. And so right now I am playing a crowd noise in the background so that you will also get an idea of what it would sound like if you took a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound, because going into these, I honestly didn't even know what to expect, because the T3 was so bass heavy and the B530 still had plenty of bass, but started to bring out a lot more clarity. And honestly, the Rimor is completely different than both of these. They are a very open sounding pair of truly wireless earbud, but the focus on these are on clarity. So while the bass has plenty of punch, it is extremely tight. It does not have that, thick low end, so it's very clean. I think that kind of describes the sound of these overall. This is a very clean sounding earbud that's focused a lot on the detail. So it's kind of confusing because I thought the 10mm drivers was going to be focused a lot on the low end, where these shine comes in at the mids and the highs. The mids sound absolutely incredible for a pair of truly wireless earbud. In fact, I would say, this is still kind of pushing it, but this is the closest pair that I think audiophiles would be really happy with, just simply because there is so much attention to the detail. The mids come through so well. Now, this is not a flat sounding earbud at all. Like I said, the bass has plenty of punch, but the mids and the treble are definitely pushed forward. But I think if you are a bass head, this is not going to be a pair that you're going to be happy with, because I don't feel like there is as much focus on the bass as there are the other frequencies. Now, the Soundstage and the sound imaging on these, again, was another surprise. Because of the openness of the sound, it sounded like you were in a much larger space listening to a band, and it was so easy to pick up where individual sounds are coming from. So I would say Tranya is basically trying to offer truly wireless earbuds for each person. You have your bass heavy headphones in the T3, you have your just mixture of dynamic sound in the B530, and then I feel like the Rimor is more geared towards that detail-focused, oriented sound. I think all three sound great across all genres, but it kind of just depends on what it is you're looking for in an earbud. And to me, I was completely happy with these, and honestly, to be able to pick these up for $70 to $80, I thought was a great deal. Now, as far as my cons go, I really wish they would have had aptX playback, especially considering that they have AAC. It just would have been a nice touch. And I really just, again, I always say this with earbuds that don't have this, I would have liked to have seen these have a Qi wireless charging case. For me, it's just easier to come in and sit this on a wireless charger and not have to worry about keeping up with the cable. And then my only other con that kind of gears toward the sound is, for me personally, I just would have liked maybe a little bit more bump in the low end. So just slightly more bass, and these would have been absolutely perfect. So overall, this is just an easy pair to recommend. In fact, this is going to be one of those pairs that's one of the best you can buy under $100. I love when you can hear the clarity and detail. I love when you can still kind of feel a more tight, impactful bass. It just sounded great with so many different genres of music, and it's just refreshing to hear a pair like this when so many other pairs are just focused on the bass. But guys, that is my review of the brand new Tranya Rimors. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.